hickory-dickory-dock. Time to beat the clock. Time for fun has now begun. Let's all play Beat the Clock.
Beat the Clock is brought to you by Sylvania. For half a century, a quality name in incandescent bulbs, fluorescent tubes and fixtures, photo lamps, radio and television sets, radio and television tubes, and electronic devices. Yes, for homes, offices, schools, and factories, Sylvania.
Let's all play Beat the Clock.
Now, here is America's #1 clock watcher, Bud Collyer.
Thank you very much. Thank you and welcome. Welcome once again to Beat the Clock, the show where you have the time of your life playing against time for big-time prizes. Right now, let's go back over and meet a couple with a young lady that we met last week and had them back tonight. How are you again? Mr. and Mrs. John Copchick of Bridgeport, Connecticut, and the young lady, let's see, your name was Audrey?
Yeah.
That's right. How are you, Miss Copchick?
Thank you.
John, nice to have you back, and let's have a welcome from our studio audience for our... Come on out here. How are you tonight? Huh? Let me ask you something. Don't you have some twins at home or something? Are the 2 boys or 2 girls?
A girl and a boy.
What are their names?
Jackie and Shirley.
How old are they?
2.
You suppose they're watching tonight?
Yeah.
Well, you want to wave at them? Wave right in that camera there.
Hi,
That.
Jackie. Hi, Shirley.
That's it. Which is Jackie? The one on the left?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. All right. Thank you, honey. You go back there and stand by Mommy and Daddy now. We'd started you out last week, as I recall, with a tennis racket stunt, hadn't you? Did you get a chance to practice at home?
Oh, we practice every night, Bud.
How'd it work out? All right?
Well, we hope the way we're doing it is right.
Well, let's see if it is. But, of course, I want to tell you, too, you were here last week when our bonus stunt went.
Yes.
That $300 just ran 3 weeks. Now we have a brand new one starting tonight, and you or anybody else, wherever that bell rings, of course, is the one that gets a chance to try it. So come on over and let's pick up where we left off last week on the $100 clocks and see how well you do. Thank you, Betty. Miss Copchick, if you step over and take this tennis racket from me, and John, you'll take a hold of this one. You remember, but I'll explain again for our studio and home audience, that this ball must wind up on that racket, and this ball must wind up on this racket, and you may not use your hands to do it, and you can't let anything touch the ground in the course of it either. So take a look and see on the clock how many seconds you have. 55. Are you ready? Go. Oh, you can't do that. No. Did you work out a way, did you? Well, now here's the device that I hadn't thought of. 2 ways they have. Well, good for you. Hey, that's terrific. Wait a minute. I love that. What I like best, hold it. What I like best always is that you find out a way that we hadn't even thought of, and you did. That's a way we never thought of. Now, let me show you the way we had thought of. Let me place this up there, if I may. Now, you hold it very, very carefully and over toward this front end of the racket, if you will. That's it. Now, when you come down, of course, obviously the string is not quite long enough, see? So you lengthen the string by putting the racket down like that, see? And picking it right up like that. That's the way we had it worked out. So there are lots of ways of doing it. All right, you've beaten our $100 clock. Come on back over here now. Let's see what we have in store for you on the $200. Audrey, how'd you like that?
Good.
You like that, huh? That got the family through the $100 clock, and we're going to move right into the $200 clock just quick like a bunny if we can, because I know they're getting excited, and so are the twins at home probably. Well, we have the holiday season on us now. Audrey, come over here, honey. You got your any idea what kind of a tree Santa Claus is going to bring you?
No.
You like Christmas trees?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to show we have a novel way of decorating Christmas trees. We'd like to give you our ideas, if you don't mind. Mr. and Miss Copchick, if you come over here with me. Audrey, you can come on along, too, if you want to, honey. You can stay. You can see better over here. Bring out our Christmas tree, if you will, please. There, isn't that a cute tree? Now, Daddy, if you'll get up there and put on that shower cap, we don't want you to get any pine needles in your hair there, you know. So you just stand up there, if you will. Now, I want you to hold that tree, if you will. Hold it by the base and hold it right up in front of your face, because I want to protect your face. Now, your wife is going to stand right in here, and what we want you to do is cover that tree with snow, you see? Just cover it with snow, and you use these to do it. You just press that down like that, you see? And you cover it with snow. Now, you hold it in front of your face with both hands, because if you don't, you're going to get it all over you. Okay? Now, to make this real fun, we're going to put a blindfold on Mrs. Copchick. See? Do you mind taking your hat off, Miss Copchick? That's the idea. Give it to Betty. She'll take... Oh, you'll hold it, Audrey? All right, honey, you hold it for Mommy. That's the idea. Now, if you put that blindfold on... Hey, boy. There we are. Hold it down there now. Now, can you see anything at all? No. Good enough. Now, Now, what I want... Audrey's got your hat on, incidentally. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that your husband is holding the tree good and tight. Hold it up in front of your face. That's it. Now, I want to take a look at the clock and see how many seconds you have. You have 40 seconds in which to coat that tree with snow. Stand back, Audrey. Are you ready? I'll help you aim it. Are you ready? Go. Yeah, press. Press. That's the idea. Good. Fine. All right, give her another one. Give her another one. Here, give her another one. Hey, I'll put snow on the Christmas tree. Fine. Oh, you got that coated beautifully. Give her another one. That's the idea. Press it down. That's it. Right in there. Oh, that's fine. Good. Stop the clock. I'm going to show you how beautifully you coated that tree. Give her something to clean her hand off, you will. All right. Roxanne, come out, if you will, slowly, and take a nice picture there. Mr. Copchick. There we are with one of those Sylvania super flash bulbs with a blue dot for sure shot. Now, come on, Audrey, let's come back over here. What'd you think of that, honey? Huh?
Funny.
You like that, did you?
Yeah.
Huh? All right, let's go back and see what Ma can do now. Miss Copchick, we'll get him all cleaned up for you. You don't have to worry about a thing. Did you get your hat pins, too, did you? Betty, the hat pins on the table, get them over for Miss Copchick, if you will. In the meantime, you can just put your hat down there and step up on this little platform and carry on for the family, because in back of this curtain is our famous magnetic board with all of the words of a famous saying or quotation. Now, they're all mixed up. You've got to get them back in order in 20 seconds from the time I say go. Turn around, face the audience, if you will, and don't turn back again until I tell you to now. Open the curtain. Turn around, take a look. Go. Quite right. Not quite right. Oh, golly, I'm awfully sorry. Just one little word was wrong. Set a thief to catch a thief is what it is. Set a thief to catch a thief. But you've done mighty well. Step back down here because you've beaten our $200 clock. So let's see what you've won.
From the King Refrigerator Corporation, a compact 4 cubic foot freezer, which holds up to 150 pounds of frozen food. Your King freezer, which is worth its weight in cold, will save you time and money. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Copchick. You have just won a Beat the Clock prize worth more than $200.
My congratulations to you, too. Good night, Audrey. God bless you, honey. Merry Christmas. Well, Roxanne, whom do we have now?
But first, I'd like you to meet Ricky and his mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. George Lobbs from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Well, I thank you very much, Roxanne. Let's have a welcome out there again, too. Hi, Rick. Nice to have you here, boy. How do you do? How do you do, sir?
Very good.
You have other children, too? Yep. Another boy?
Mm-hmm.
How old is he? How old is the other boy?
The other boy is 5.
5 years old.
That's
Where's he
right.
tonight?
He's home watching.
He couldn't come along?
No, not today.
That's too bad. Young man, what rating are you in a scout? You
A tenderfoot.
You're just a tenderfoot. When did you join, son?
Last Monday.
My son Michael is a scout. He became a tenderfoot last February when he became 11, and he's now second class. He's working toward his first class. Do you enjoy it?
Yes, very much.
Oh, I think it's a wonderful organization. You're going to have a lot of fun in scouting. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I don't really know.
You haven't made up your mind yet. What does your daddy do?
Oh, he's an industrial engineer.
Oh, you say that kind of proudly. Where do you work, Mr.
I
Lobb?
work for Philadelphia Electric Company, Bud.
I see. Up here on just a little pre-Christmas trip,
That's
are
right,
you?
just a little trip.
Mom's spending your money, is that it?
Anyhow.
That's the way it usually works out. Well, I'll tell you what, Miss Lobbs, if you don't mind, have you got flat heels on there?
No, I don't.
Well, I think maybe you want to kick your shoes off for this, but you can do it after you get over there. This is for your wife. She had to start the work tonight. So come on, Miss Lobbs, if you come over here with me. Right over here. Matter of fact, you won't have to, I don't guess, because those aren't very high heels. I don't think she'll have to. Now, if you'll step into that laundry bag the girls are holding there, tuck your skirt down in it, too. That's the idea. Now, what you have to do is to hold, see where we have these marks? Hold by that mark there, and hold by this mark over here. Now, stretch it, hold it by the inner mark, right in here, by this inner black mark, and stretch it good and tight. Because what you have to do is to move from one ball to another, and simply using that good and tight stretched underneath, scoop them up and get them in the bag. You can't use your hands to help yourself, you see? Just scoop them up and get them in the bag. Now, I'll take a look at the clock, see how many seconds you have. 50 seconds, all of them. Are you ready? Go. Oh, don't touch with your hands. All right, let you have that one, but don't touch with your hands. Scoop it good and tight. Hold it good and tight. If you give a quick scoop, you'll find it'll go right in. Quick scoop. That's it. That's the idea. That's the idea. Quick scoop. That's it. Don't use your hands on it. Stretch it good and tight. Good and tight. There's another one. One more to go is all you have now. One more to go. Stretch it good and tight and get it right down under it before you scoop. Right down under it. Right down under it. Come on, you got 5 seconds. Come on. Here we go. Scoop right down under it. All right, stop the clock. Good enough. Okay, you left your shoes in the bag. Okay. Got to get out the bottom of the bag to get the shoes down. Okay, Miss Lowndes, good enough. The bonus. You get to try the bonus. Come on over here. Thank you very much, Amanda. Now, as everybody remembers, and I hope you do too, last week our brand new bonus with the little chair and the dishes on the back legs went. It's only $300. Only ran 3 weeks. So we've got a brand new one tonight, and it involves this, sir. Here is the top silk hat, you see, which we've taken the top out of. Now, here is a toupee hanging on a string. That will go in there, and this will go in there. And that's all you have to do is get both toupees in the crown of that hat at the same time. The only difference in the way I did it is you're going to put it on your head, and you can't use your hands at any time. You just got to go and get one toupee and then somehow get the other toupee. Both of them inside the crown of that hat. Got the idea? Take a look at the clock. See how many seconds you go? You have 55 seconds. It's worth $100. Are you ready? Right. Go. The clock beat you. That was a good try anyway, Mr. Lowe. Very good try. Well, that, of course, was worth $100 tonight. It'll be worth another $100 next week, and as you know, we add $100 each week until the stunt is finally completed. However, as I say, it's not an easy one. It's kind of a tricky one, and you just kind of got to work out ways of doing it. But it's kind of fun, too. You know, you don't know when that one leaves you. You keep looking around thinking it's still... Now, let's see. Incidentally, young man, do you do any picture taking at all?
Well, I try to.
Do you? We have a little something for you. If Roxanne's around back there, and I think she is, we have for you here, sir, an Argus 75 camera.
Thank you.
And there's one of those famous blue dot for sure shot Sylvania flash bulbs, and we have a whole sleeve of them for you right backstage. You'll get those before you go home. You're very welcome, son. Take some good pictures of the other scouts. Keep a little record of that. All right, now we come to a problem that involves both husband and wife on the $200 clock. So if you both come over here with me, I'll show you what this one is. Now, Ms. Lobbs, if you will stop right here, standing in front of that chair and facing the back of it, and Mr. Lobbs, you come back over here with me. We have a special kind of a hat for you to wear. I want you to look at it before you do, though. See how these two little poles are put together so there's a little sort of trough between them. All right, put the hat on. I'll show you why that's there. Turn around, face your wife. You can probably put that on yourself better. Just reach right up and haul it right on the way you used to put a football helmet on. That's the idea. Now, what's going to happen is this. In back of you is a whole supply of golf balls. Now, you steady the helmet with your hands. That's the only place you can use your hands. I'm going to place these golf balls one at a time in this little trough, and your problem is to make sure that you get over to your wife, and she gets them off there one at a time without having them spill off the way that one did just then. Now, you cannot help him by any audible sounds at all, but you can go like this, show him which way to tip, which way the ball is rolling, all kinds of visual help you can give him, but not a sound, okay? Then you take it from him. When you've got 3 there in that little box in front of you, we'll stop the clock and you'll beat the clock. And let's take a look at it. See how many seconds you have. 55 seconds. All right, get set, sir. Placing one up here. I'll tell you now to tip your head more to the right because you're slanting down. All right, you ready? Go. Ooh, come on back here. Back up again. Go. Oh, come on back. Back up again. You're tilting down too much to your left, sir, and you're leaning forward just a little bit. Are you ready? Go. You don't tilt fast enough when your wife shows you. Come on back here. You ready? Go. Come on back. Don't waste any time. That's the idea. And don't lean forward when you get there, because if you do, it falls off. Go. Hold it. Stop the clock. Now, I want to tell you one thing. Everybody does it. We did it ourselves when we first started. As you get to your wife, you kind of lean forward to help her. Don't lean forward. Tips it off, don't you see? Wait till you get there. All right. Are you ready? Go. There's one. Come on back. Stick your head back a little bit. Go. All right, you got it, have you? No, she dropped it. Got to get two more. Got to get two more. Come on now. Ready? Go. Take it easy. Up, 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 up. Here we go now. Go. Don't lean forward. Don't lean forward. All right, come on. One more. Take it easy. Don't lean forward. Take it easy. It's the last one. Tip to your right little. Up. Come on back, quick. Take it easy now. You can do it. Go ahead. All right. Stop the clock. Okay, good. All right. Well, that was a closer one, Rick, huh? Okay, now it comes your turn, Miss Lobbs, to carry on for the family. So if you and your daddy will stand down over there, you can't help it any way except by holding good thoughts. Step up on the far end of that platform, turn around, face the audience, Miss Lobbs. In back of you now is our famous jackpot board with all the words of a famous saying or quotation, but they're all mixed up. You got to get them unmixed in 20 seconds from the time I say go, so they spell out the saying or quotation we're after. Now, don't turn around till I tell you to. Open the curtain. Just a minute, one thing is flat out here. Turn around, take a look. Go. Oh, golly, I'm sorry you didn't beat the clock. The clock beat you. It happens to be a man's home is his castle. A man's home. You almost did the first time, but you've all done mighty well. You've still gone through $200 clock. So let's see what you've won.
A Mr. and Mrs. Furniture Group of 2 chairs and an ottoman from the Shaw Manufacturing Company. Each piece is constructed with foam rubber cushions and exceptionally styled in quality fabrics for your living room or den. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Lobbs. You've just won a Beat the Clock prize worth more than $200.
Congratulations to you, too. Good night, Rick. Good luck to you, boy. Be a good scout. All right, Roxanne, whom do we have now?
But now we have Sergeant Norma and Sergeant Stan Groves from Mobile, Alabama.
Neither one outranks the other, huh? Well, let's safer that way. How are you? Nice to have you here. And how about you, sir?
Fine.
You are Mr. and Mrs., I take it. And how long have you been married?
18 days.
18 days. Did you meet in the Air Force?
Yes, we did.
You did. What were you doing? Move in a little closer, will you? What were you doing at the time?
Well, we were both on a flight.
You were?
We were on our way to Tripoli. Stan was a radio operator, and I was a flight hostess with the Military Air Transport Service.
You must have been the hostess with the mostest at that moment. Well, it's certainly, I'm happy that you got together, and I want to wish you both all the happiness in the world. Now, let's see what we have in store for you folks. As a matter of fact, it's for you, Stan, so if you don't mind, did we put a pair of rubbers on you? No. We didn't? Have you got rubber-soled shoes? Well, we got a pair here for you. Do you mind slipping these on, and so you can run back and forth a little bit, and as soon as you get them on, just come over here with me, because this is on the $100 clock, and we want to make sure that you have a little something to purchase with there, you know. Even though they're a little big, they'll give you something like sneakers would. All right, good boy. Now, right over here, there is a basket, and in this basket are a series of these little shoes, 4 in number, you see. These shoes I'm going to spread out on the stage, and you've got to pick them up. Now, in the meantime, each time you start, you ought to stand right here and take this croquet ball, place it on this top step. Then you release it, run down, pick up one of those shoes, run back, throw it in that basket, and grab this ball before it hits the ground. Now, you must throw the shoe in the basket before you grab the ball. You understand? And you keep going. There's 1 shoe, 2 shoes, 3 shoes, 4 shoes. When you got all 4 shoes in that basket, we'll stop the clock and you'll beat the clock. Take a hold of that ball, if you will. I'll take the shoes out of the basket and place them out on the stage where they belong. We'll put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 there. Okay? Now, take a look at the clock. See how many seconds you have. 55 seconds. Are you ready? Go. Okay, there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Time to go. Let me warn you, if you lose out on 1, we penalize you 2. You go back 2, that's all. Not all the way to the beginning. Are you ready? Go. Go. On your first try. Now, that moves you up to the $200 clock, and I don't know what. Yeah, you can take those off now. You don't need those anymore. We just didn't want you to slip on this here stage of ours, that's all. All right, good enough, boy. Now you got your wind up a little bit. We'll let you calm down, kind of catch your breath. All right, sir, now let's see what we have in store for you now. This involves a little husband and wifely cooperation. Let's see how well you two are hooked in your wedded life. Come over here with me, both of you, if you will. Miss Groves, if you'll step over there and take that hook and ring from Betty, and if you'll take this one, Stan, from Madeline. Now, hold them by the ends of the ropes, and each of you stand behind those black lines on the stage, you see? Now, you each have a hook and a ring. You see, you have a hook here and a ring here. You have a hook there and a ring there. What we want to do is end this stunt up with each one of these rings and hooks hooked. In other words, they must end like that. See the ring and the hook? There we are, right there. All you got to do is have them all hooked like that. And you may not come forward from those lines. You swing them together one at a time and hook on one, then hook on the other. Got the idea? No, it can't. Well, it would if it hits the floor. No, it has to be swinging clear. Is that what you mean? You mean can you fish it out and sliding on the floor? No, it must be swinging. Must swing out and catch on. Can be done quite easily, believe me. Take a look at the clock. See how many seconds you have. 55. Are you ready? Go. There's 1. Let me give you a little bit of a hint. Somebody's calling you good advice. If you can wrap the ropes around each other as they come undone, they will slip together. You ready? Go. Now, let it slip down easily. Wrap it right around the rope. Slow, easily. Put it down on the horn. Put it down. All right, stop the clock. Good enough. Okay. Good job on both of you. All right, have we got time for a jackpot try? Guess we have. All right, quick like a bunny. It's your turn to step up here and try our jackpot. You have to stand down there, Stan. You can't help it any way. And back you now is the jackpot board. All the words of a famous saying mixed up. Get them unmixed in 20 seconds. Don't look till I tell you to. Open the curtain. Turn around, take a look. Go. All right, you got it. All right, stop the clock. Never look at this horse in the light. Come on back here, Stan. Quick like a bunny because you've beaten our jackpot clock. So let's see what you've won. Just take a look over here.
It's the new Sylvania Stratford with a 21-inch screen and the great new Photo Power chassis for photographically clear pictures in even the most distant reception areas. And, of course, the Stratford has halo light for the greatest eye comfort in all television. Congratulations, Sergeant and Mrs. Groves. You have just won Sylvania's jackpot prize.
My congratulations to you both, too, and a very happy married life to you. Nice to have had you here. Good night. Well, that's all we have time for, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, we're going to have a show that we do every year called The Best Stunts of 53. Going to repeat the best ones of 53. Right now, this is Bud Collyer speaking for Sylvania, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and hoping that next time may be your time to beat the clock. Good night, everybody.
It's been a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production, produced in association with the CBS television network. Roxanne's Gown by Nat Kaplan. Beat the Clock is brought to you by Sylvania. This is Vern Bennett reminding you to tune in every